let's go to something that's maybe not as dull, but is definitely bad for Warner Brothers. The Flash has dropped 73% in its opening weekend, in its second weekend. Kyle, 73% of 55 million drop is atrocious. Do you know how bad that is? So we're just gonna compare this now, right? So Avengers Endgame, so this is the highest opening film of all time. So you would think this would probably have the biggest second weekend drop, because everyone went out to go see it the first weekend. Avengers Endgame opened to about 350 million opening weekend domestic US. It dropped by 59% and still made 145 million in its second weekend. Flash has dropped 73% from that 55 mil. What do you think this says about the film? What do you think it says about DC? What do you think it says about Flash as a character?
I don't think this isn't something that we should look at and go, oh, it's because it's the Flash. No one likes the Flash. No
Well, yeah,
one wants
because
the Flash film.
the show had good ratings when it first started,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
people
And
like the character.
look at Aquaman. My best example is look at Aquaman. No one knows who the fuck Aquaman is. Like, you know, he's not well known.
I think he's well known.
Especially.
It's just people think he's a joke.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. I'd just say it would just obviously with Jason Momoa tied to it, that helped massively.
Oh
I
yeah,
think.
that really legitimised it.
And because it just didn't seem like a crazy comic book story. Whereas like the Flash is a bit more comic book, it's more tailored for the comic book audience. Whereas like your regular moviegoer can, I don't feel like they would have enjoyed the Flash as much just because it goes into all the multiversal stuff. Um, you know, so I don't think, and you got to think as well with all the Ezra Miller stuff, all the delays, all the what people are saying about it. Review wise, it's not going good. To be honest, like I said, we enjoyed the film. I thought it was great, but review
Right,
wise, I
let
don't
me
think
have a
it's doing
quick
too well.
look to see what it's at. You keep talking, mate.
Um, so I mean, that's probably the biggest issues that's with it. I don't think this is ever going to stop. You know, them making another Flash film. Obviously, we're not Ezra Miller, but with the new Flash they do, maybe in a couple of years' time, once they're ready to do his storyline again. Um, but it's just a case of when we will get another Flash movie. This, if you're a Flash fan, don't be worrying about it. You're gonna get another Flash film. This film has just been in absolute the worst position for a very very long time. Um, you know, so yeah, I won't worry too much.
65% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's dropped to. So that's interesting. But yeah, going back to what you were saying, I don't think it's people don't like the character of the Flash. I think after the Holy Trinity, out of Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman, I think Flash might be the next most popular character out of them four. I could be blind because the Flash is my favourite DC character. I could be being very biased here, but I think the Flash is probably the more well known outside of them big three. Now, has Warner Brothers got a battle ahead with their new DC universe that they're going to be making? Or do you think people will be like, new universe, let's go see it? Because I don't know if people know about stuff like that. I don't know if the average moviegoer knows who James Gunn is. And knows that he's rebooting the universe. It's going to be a fresh start. You don't have to worry about any of the other films. You can go in and see Superman Legacy and just enjoy it. Or will it still be dragged down by all this baggage that we've got here?
I don't think so. I think the new universe is going to do okay. It's not going to do phenomenal. You can't. I feel like
I won't be calling it a failure if Superman Legacy comes out and makes 400 million, because
yeah,
that's their first film.
yeah. No, I think it'll do well. It won't do numbers like Endgame. Didn't even expect the Flash to do numbers like Endgame. I didn't expect it to do numbers
Yeah,
like
no, I like to say
Aquaman.
I'm comparing it to Endgame because Endgame is the biggest opening of all time, so you'd have
Yeah.
thought that would have had a bigger percentage drop.
No, I know that's what I mean, but still, it's like there's loads of factors in it. So
Yeah,
with that, it's you know, I feel like the best example to look at it is compare it to Aquaman because that's the best one money wise. It made the most money. Um, so I feel like when you compare it to that, this had the potential to do Aquaman money, but like you know, with everything that went on with this film, the delays, the Ezra Miller stuff. Obviously, it was stuck in production forever. They couldn't get this movie out. Obviously, they kept changing directors and things like that. And obviously, people have lost a lot of faith with DC after, with what happened with the Justice League and stuff like that.
yeah.
Um, and they said that they're basically given up on it. So there's loads of things that aren't helping this movie. Um, but like I said, it could have probably done really really well, but
It's
unfortunately,
done
it
what
didn't.
it's done. Like, I would not be surprised if this film is on digital next week or the week after. But I will say, is a little factor I want to talk about. Something we haven't really brought up because I didn't think it was that big of a factor, but it might actually be a very big factor we don't know about. So, before The Flash came out, it felt like everyone had seen the film but us two in all these, special like fan screenings.
Hmm.
So do you think that might have anything to do? Do you think that might have affected the box office because they were filling up theaters just to show people the Flash? To get that
No,
positive word of mouth out there. But
I don't think so. No.
you're showing your audience who would spend money and buy tickets.
No, I don't think so because there's still a lot of big comic book fans that don't go to these special premieres, these early fan screenings and stuff like that. Whether
Yeah.
they can't make it or they just, you know,
Anyway, just
whatever.
off the
But
back of that, me and Kyle would love to go to any UK premieres for anything. Kevin Feige, thank you very much. We would love to go to the Marvels premiere. We would love to go to the Captain America Brave New World premiere. We'd love to go to the Deadpool premiere. Let's make that happen. But yeah, I know what you mean. It can't have affected it that bad because we liked the film. I'd say I even loved it a little bit, but we only seen it twice, and I'm with you. After that second viewing, I wouldn't say the rewatchability's there.
I mean, I will eventually. I'll watch it
Yeah,
when it comes out on streaming because it is a fun film. It's got stuff that I really liked in it, and then it's just
yeah,
the stuff that I didn't like, I didn't hate.
yeah. Well, I'm counting. Like I say, right now I'm counting down days to when I can see Guardians of the Galaxy again on digital. I'd usually wait until Disney Plus because it comes out in August on Disney Plus, but the beginning of July for a digital purchase. So I'm probably just gonna buy it because I want to see that film again so much.
Mm.
And I'm pretty sure I saw it like 5, 6 times in the cinema. So yeah, this box office in total is bad. It's not. But I think people are getting it wrong as well. This isn't a reflection on James Gunn. This isn't a reflection on Andy Muschietti as well because he made a fun film, and he's gonna have fun with Batman. So I don't think he's gonna lose Batman based off the box office failure that the Flash has been. I just think there was a lot more things weighing it down than we know about. Not even Michael Keaton coming back as Batman could save this film. But I think that's because a lot of the people whose generation Michael Keaton as Batman is doesn't really, cross over now to new comic book films. Whereas Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. We grew up with that. We, we would have been like 3 or 4 years old when the first film came out. When did the first Spider-Man come out? 2002. Yeah. So yeah, we'd have been 3 or 4 when the first. I'm pretty sure you'd have been 3. Yeah, we'd have been 3 years old when the first one came out. We'd have been 5 when the second one came out, and I remember because I was in the ripe age for it then. 5 years old, Spider-Man. Oh my god, let's go back and watch the first one. And I'm pretty sure I was like 8 when the third one came out. So we and that entire generation has been captured by comic book films. So that's why when the nostalgia came for Toby and Andrew in No Way Home, it worked. Whereas I don't think it translated well to Michael Keaton as Batman, because yeah, I've seen the films, but they're not my childhood.
Yeah, that's not to say that Michael Keaton's Batman in this film is bad in any way.
Oh, one of the best parts.
You
I
know,
loved it. Like I say,
it is,
I've
yeah,
pre-ordered that hot toy for a reason.
exactly. So it's not that's not a factor. Don't look into it that way. Um, it's just maybe if it were Christian Bale's Batman, for example, I feel like that would have drawn in a little bit more
Now
people.
we're gonna get into that later. So
No, I know it's one of
let's
our
let's get to
topics.
let's get to our next topic then. So yeah, Flash. It should have done better. It had a lot going for it. But
I
anyway.
like the little shit in quotation marks. It's just no. It's just it doesn't even say who it's by. It's just a
Shit.
quote, and it just says shit.
Well, it's supposed to be Ezra. Yeah, but
It looks more like Supergirl is like flying past going shit. If anything. Oh fucking hell.
maybe she is. You know,
Ugh.
Sasha Kaye could do nothing wrong.